Imagine this, you're sitting at a golden table surrounded by laughter, music, and the finest wine money can buy. The emperor is to your left, his eyes glimmering behind a mask of power. Servants are pouring honeyed wine, dancers are spinning, and roasted peacocks line the table. It's a celebration, but also a funeral in disguise. Because tonight, you're attending the last feast of the Roman Empire. The year is for 76 AD. Rome, once the greatest empire on Earth, is collapsing. Outside the city walls, barbarian armies wait like wolves, ready to strike. Inside, the elite pretend everything is fine. They eat, they drink. They dance, but deep down, they know it's over. Now let me ask you this. If you knew your world was ending tomorrow, would you celebrate or would you run? The Romans were masters of pleasure. Their banquets weren't just about food, they were about status, control, and escape. They believed luxury could hide the truth. That night, the tables were covered with exotic dishes from every corner of the empire. Ostrich tongues from Africa, oysters from Britain, figs from Greece, and flamingo cooked in wine and honey. Yeah, flamingo. Can you imagine the smell? The sound of golden cups clinking. The taste of food seasoned with fear. But what no one knew was that one of those guests had already betrayed the empire. Odoacer, a general from the barbarian tribes, was quietly planning his move. Within days, he would overthrow the last Roman emperor, Romulus Augustulus, and declare himself ruler. So that night wasn't just a dinner. It was a mask, a final performance before history closed the curtain. Historians say the wine that flowed that night was Falernian, the most expensive wine in the ancient world. Aged for 20 years, strong enough to burn if you set it on fire. They drank it like water, trying to drown the truth that their empire was crumbling. And as they toasted to Rome's glory, fires were already rising in the distance. What fascinates me most is this: the same people who built aqueducts, roads, and cities that still stand today ended their empire not in war, but in a feast. And I can't help but wonder, when civilizations fall, do they ever really notice it happening? Or do they just keep celebrating, pretending the end isn't right outside the door? When the sun rose the next morning, Rome was no longer an empire. The soldiers had surrendered, the emperor was gone, and the great city of marble and gold became silent. But that night, that feast became legend. A moment frozen in time where laughter tried to silence the sound of collapse. So the next time you sit down for dinner, ask yourself, if this were the last